Well, welcome back. Right now, some women are being charged for preventative tests for breast cancer screenings. It's something that actually happened to me and our own Kim Christiansen. So we got to talk all about this.
Yeah, today, 9 News medical expert Dr. Payal Kohli is going to join us to kind of explain what is going on here. So what should someone do? Say if you get a bill for a second screening test that was recommended by your initial doctor, you're not supposed to be paying out the wazoo for that, are you?
Well, this is what most women don't know, is that cancer screening, especially in the state of Colorado, whether it's the primary test, which is the mammogram, or if they call you back for a secondary test, they call you back because you have dense breasts or you have to get an MRI because you're high risk, is covered according to our state statute. So it is illegal for imaging facilities and insurance companies to find loopholes to not cover this secondary testing. And they've been getting away with it because a lot of women don't realize that it's cancer screening. There's an ethical and moral obligation for them to cover it. And here in Colorado, that was signed into law in 2021.
This makes me angry, very angry.
And easier said than done.
This happened to you, right, Kim?
Twice. I mean, my sister's had breast cancer twice. And as a result, I mean, the first time she was so young, they said, get testing, genetic testing for the BRCA gene. That was negative. But then after the second one, she had more testing done. It's a CHEK2 gene, and we both have it, which means you would need to get your colonoscopies every 5 years. And they suggest a breast MRI and a mammogram for me every year. But my insurance and these screening centers have charged me both times. So I have been charged for this breast MRIs the 2 times I've done it. I fought it, I called you, I sent them notes about, and then every time they found a loophole. And I ended up paying for the breast MRI. And now I'm at a point where I'm like not going to get an MRI anymore.
No, you can't.
But I honestly look at my sister and everything she's been through, and I think, do they not understand? No one else should have to go through breast cancer, and it's frustrating.
And for me as a physician, this is the exact thing that we all have to fight against, because the minute you charge a woman for a preventive cancer screening test, who disincentivized her from doing it again, we have the technology to save women's lives by screening early and screening aggressively, and yet we're letting these insurance companies and these imaging centers get away with this. And I did tell Kim to try to fight as hard as she could, and she tried, but what I would recommend is that you quote the statute, you quote the actual number of the statute. It's Bill 19-1301.
19-1301.
That was approved into law. You say that my doctor recommended it, and the third thing is that it's recommended by the guidelines by the American College of Radiology. And if you hit those 3 boxes, you should get it covered. But
and yeah, you gave me this advice. Kim, thank you for opening up and sharing your story. I had no idea. My sister also had breast cancer at a very young age, just a couple years ago. My sister Bonnie. And she's cancer-free, thank goodness. And for me, it was the same thing. I was told I need to go get an MRI because 1, I'm high risk, 2, very dense breast tissue. And I asked how much that would cost. They said it would be around $1,000. And I was like, I can't do this right now with 2 kids. I just can't. And I have more resources than other people. So what are other people supposed to do? And it could cost them their life. So I talked to Dr. Kohli about it. She told me everything that she just told our viewers. And I went ahead and called a specific imaging place, did everything Dr. Kohli told me, and it's my copay. That's it. Wow. That's it. So yeah, the more you know, but it's too bad that we have to somehow fight the bureaucracy of it all, when again, these are life-saving screenings for us.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, this has been my cause for so many years after going through what Carrie went through, and it's really frustrating because so many people have suffered like this, and then there's other complications down the road. But when you look at the cost, I look at the price financially my sister has paid.
Right.
Why in the world is $900 so important to them for me to get an MRI?
Well, and you're talking about $900 to you. That's not the cost of the test. So
that's the test trading, is what? Yeah.
Right, that's what they charge you.
Yes.
It's less than $100 to get an MRI
so they're making
for the imaging facility. So of course they mark it up when they price it for the patient. But really, what's important here is you need to make sure that you're thinking about the bigger picture. So what I would suggest, Kim, is that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. You do what Sam did, which is be proactive this time.
Yeah,
Call
I
the
will.
imaging facility ahead of time and make sure you get something in writing with, again, that statute in there, talking about the fact that women in Colorado should not have to worry about the cost of breast cancer screening. And that's even true, actually, if you're uninsured or underinsured.
Wow.
Because there's a women's wellness program that provides free breast cancer and cervical cancer screening to women who have no insurance at all.
That's what you think about. I mean, there are so many people that are scared. They find a lump and they're terrified.
Yep.
They're terrified. They're afraid. I'm not going to go to the doctor. Well, throw this into it, and of course they're not going to go.
Right.
I know.
You have to advocate for yourself is such
Absolutely.
a hard thing to do, but I think this conversation has potentially changed a lot of lives today.
And then I would say the final
Seriously.
kind of nuclear
Yep.
option, call the Colorado Attorney General. If you are not getting anywhere, you have a right to bring it up to their attention so that perhaps that will put the spotlight on this and really hold these people, the imaging centers, the insurance companies, accountable.
Good for you, Dr.
People like
Shirley.
him
Yeah.
don't give up on their screening.
No,
Please do.
I know.
Do it for clarity.
But like Sam said, I mean, I can pay it. I out of stubbornness, I went on a payment plan. I was like, I'm not paying
don't
this
blame
all
you.
at
Good
once.
for you.
Just being stubborn.
Yep.
But I think of all the people that have no access to that, and that's just wrong.
Thank you.
Just
Thank
wrong.
you, Dr. Kohli. Thank you so much, Kim.
Sure.
Important conversation.
Whew. All right.